all of you risk takers and truth seekers to podcast live, the battlefield. As you know, my latest investigation about business coaching, Polvo and Lighthouse International Group resulted in loss of £3 million. And guy was actually basically terrorizing his students. How the business coaching and life coaching is important and how to choose right business coach, a life coach. Well, I have two amazing guests in studio. Well, one is a student, one is a coach. But either way. Lynn Podetti and Uma Panch, welcome to the live, the battlefield. Ladies, okay, first things first. Lynn, Uma, she is your coach, was coach, coaching, whatever it is. Now, I want to know, why did you choose have the business coach?
Yeah, how we met was actually interesting. You want to share how we met?
Very
Okay, I don't want to, is there any stalking there or something?
Very, very interesting, because it was a point where, I was looking for a job, and, it was this virtual assistant. There were some opportunities out there. I connected with Lynn because I kind of, love to do a lot of things. One part of that was, at that time, this virtual thing was very, very interesting for me. I connected with Lynn, and that's where the journey started.
Yeah.
We just sort of right from that moment, and from that time to where we are now, it's just been an incredible journey. And to be part of beautiful Lynn's journey, she's so coachable. That's the thing.
She's so coachable.
She is. That's the thing. End of the day, you can't work with someone who is not willing to change themselves, right? But with Lynn, she's been absolutely coachable. I think she really saw some sort of thing in me. She said, Uma, you know what? I want to work with you. Actually, that's how it started. I was actually working on myself. I was in rock bottom. I was trying to find help I was lost. And I was trying to find help for myself. And at that point, all I was doing is, how can I help myself? So that journey, working on myself, helping myself, Lynn, I think, had been seeing me transforming my life. And then she was like, I like what you're doing. Let's work together. That's how it started. I really never planned to do what I'm doing today. It organically happened. And Lynn is such a big part of what it is.
I would say, so what happened was, yes, she came for a job, but I knew that she had coaching. She loved coaching. She said she loved coaching, and I just saw she was made for it. And the reason why I know is because I studied life coaching, 5 years before that. And I realized I don't want to be a life coach. It takes a lot of patience, a lot of, going deeper with the client and asking great questions. And she had that ability even in talking to her. And so I said, instead of being a VA, I think you could be my coach. Can you coach me? And then she started coaching me, and I got value out of it. And I even opened it up to my staff. And I said, hey, if you need coaching sessions, here is a resource for you to use. And since then, I've just been referring her, as my... Whenever people come to me and say, Lynn, what are the hacks to how to be more productive?
Okay,
and then they come, and then I'm like, after 2 questions, I'm like, no, you need to work on yourself. Because it's like, you can already tell it's a deeper root.
Yeah.
You need to actually do the real work, not just giving you the strategy. You actually know the reason why you're not doing it is something deeper, and you need to go. It's almost like I got to send you the specialist.
So, Uma, why did you become the coach?
Yes, so a great question. It was just my journey, in order to help myself. So I was getting myself qualified professionally. I was doing courses and learning like a learning machine, right and center.
Yeah.
And in that transformation that I was seeing in myself, just like Lynn, she's like, you know what, Uma, I like what you're doing. Tell me. We start talking about something, and she say, okay, coach me on this. And then somebody started to ask. So that way it started to, people started to realize there was some potential. They could be working with me in order to achieve some transformation. So I think it was more about, rather than me saying, you know what, I can come and help you, people said, I think you can help me. Can you do what you're doing to yourself? So that's how it started. So because they saw what I was doing for myself, said, can you do what you're doing? I remember somebody said, I want the mindset that you have. How can I have it? So then, okay, let's work together. So it's never been, I can coach you, I'm a coach, shall we do this together? You want something, you ask me, I say, okay, let's do it.
Well, Lynn, she says something very interesting. The people come to her and say, what's your hacks? You know what I mean? So why you can't answer what your hacks they are? And why would you refer to the...
Yeah, no. So when people come, I do assess, is this someone that there is no issue, they're just missing the how to. Or when you ask a few questions, you go, oh, no, they seem to have some qualities of being a perfectionist, and they've got some limiting beliefs. And that is when it's almost like I pre-qualify. I diagnose that, hang on, you came here to a GP, but no, you need to be sent to a specialist. And because of the result that I've had in my life, they listen. They're like, okay, well, I want what Lynn has, but Lynn says this is someone that helped her. Then, sure, I'll go with her. And, time and time again, they came back to me and said thank you, because they didn't realize that, because sometimes people don't seek coaching is because they don't think they need it. They think life is fine. They just don't know why they're not there, but they have, or sometimes they even try to diagnose themselves. Oh, yeah, I already know why I don't. It's because I should wake up early. I should do this. Yeah. But sometimes it's the deeper,
Uma, when somebody knows that student needs the professor or lecturer, when somebody needs to admit themselves and say, I need a coach like yourself?
When the student is ready, the teacher shows up.
Don't tell me this because I like it. That's fun. Okay,
that sums it up. But to expand on it. But before that, I must say the synchronicity that we've had today. Starting from what we're wearing, jeans and white, and we never planned anything, the plain jackets and everything. And when we came in, you see that, right? And we're wearing jeans. Yeah. And also when you came, you said today's theme is courage.
That's good.
And that was Lynn's theme. That is Lynn's theme for this year. Also, one more thing. When I came in first and we started talking, you said the whole problem here is people do not say how you do it. And Lynn just mentioned now.
That's correct, yes. Unbelievable. It's unbelievable, right?
It's all synced.
No. Wait. Before you come, we spoke about something. Yeah.
I'm hearing it. There's some
and you didn't hear what we both had chatted. No. So it's unreal to see the synchronicities. So that's why we are here. And that's why, we are here to help and uplift humanity. Now, the thing is, well, people know what to do, but they just don't do it. And because, see, it's everywhere. What I'm saying today, legends and gurus and all these masters, what am I saying new that nobody has said? I cannot create a new philosophy. I'm only giving that philosophy in a way that some people might understand through me. Yeah. That's the only thing. I'm not doing anything new here, right? The whole point is that although people know what to do, they cannot do it because it's a behavioral shift. They say, no, I can do it. I mean, if you could have got the results, why don't you have it right now? That means it's much more of a deeper work that we need to reprogram. So the work that I do is all about reprogramming mind, rewiring the brain to transform your life. And now science, there's evidence, there's neuroplasticity. Your brain can grow. Your mind can be reprogrammed. So you cannot have a new results without reprogramming your mind. So that takes deep work. Yeah. Lynn keeps showing time and again. She'll say, Uma, I want a session today. Okay, let's book one in. Okay, Lynn, what do you want to discuss today? Oh, no, I don't have anything to discuss. Lynn, and that's how we start sessions. I mean, who comes to session like that?
Yeah, the other reason why I appreciate coaching is because I studied it. And then I realized that, through a coaching session, you discover things that you didn't know.
Yes.
And so it's good that sometimes back in the days I would buy a 6-pack package. That's why it's already pre-scheduled, as in we'll see each other once a month. And so why I love Uma is she has an ability to find things even when you think you are fine. And she has so many tools up her sleeve that she can try different things. So, for example, most of the time, as my life got better, I actually felt like things are good. Approaching the time, I'm going, maybe I need to reschedule because my life is perfect right now. But then she knows what to do. She'll say, okay, since you said it's perfect, let's go through all of your areas, your health, your relationship, rate them 1 to 10, how are you going? And then, I started, so 5 here, 8 there. Okay, the area in 5, what's going on? And then when you answer, oh, this is happening, she doesn't go, okay, cool, and then go on. It's like, why is that? Why is that? And then sometimes you think, I've already told you. It's 6 whys already. And yet she digs even further. And that's why for this to work is you truly want to, you want to fix yourself. You truly want to get to the bottom of it,
So can I just share something with you, what nobody obviously didn't told you this, but there's the quality of the person you're seeing, it's when the person doesn't talk about their qualities and their successes. one thing you have a similar trait, both of you, is to say your humble beginnings and, facing the obstacles, walking to the minefields, but not with that, Justin Timberlake song, Cry Me a River, like everybody's like, oh, my life was bad, my mom didn't love me, and everybody's like, oh, poor baby, but you're saying this with the humbleness, with the honesty and decency, both of you. And that's what makes you very, very unique, because I never saw Lynn or yourself, look at me, I'm successful, look at me, I'm this and that. But the most of people try to portray this one. This is the part as a coaching you tell the people, Uma, don't show off, or they should show off?
See, I think it's more about understanding our humble beginnings, and you touched upon the topic of gratitude. See, no matter where we are in life, if we cannot remember our roots, if we cannot be grateful for it and be humble, because how long can you keep showing off? I mean, you get bored of yourself after some time if you have to keep showing. It's
no, myself, I'm not. I love myself in the mirror, so like a joke.
Yeah, no. So it's loving ourselves is one thing, but then understanding that people are also going through difficult times. The work that we do, anything that we put out, is to inspire people. If I put out a video today and somebody watches it, it's not because, oh, this is the jacket I'm wearing, or this is where the location I'm. It's not about that. It's about what is the message I'm giving today. Could it change somebody's life that it inspires them? So like I saw your post the other day that talks about who, chucks their kids out, on a Christmas Eve night, cold winter night. I really had tears. I'm like, oh my God. And looking at your post, how you spoke about, so anything about this is not about, it's showcasing what is possible rather than a show off. That's what I really think.
I really like this topic because I feel like, with social media, sometimes people go, I don't like social media because I'm not a show off, or I don't want to, I hate people who show off. I think it's just a tool. It's how you use it. And so I purposely use it in a way to inspire. And whenever I get a comment from someone that tells me, Lynn, when I open each day, when I look at your post, it makes me happy. It's music to my ears, because most of the time you look at social media and you're either annoyed at someone or you feel like they're just rubbing it in your face. But when they see me, because I don't post a photo of me looking good and go, look at my jacket, like she said. I have a message here for you that, of maybe something about being insecure and then now being confident. And so everything is purposeful, and I think in life it's what's your intention. Rich is fine, getting rich is fine, but what are you getting rich for? Rich so that you can just live a great life for yourself, or are you getting rich so that you could help others? Even this cup is harmless, but you can either drink it or you can use it and smash on someone's head, right? So I think it just depends on what it is.
I just want to step it back. I was like okay, now let me ask you something else, Uma. We all like to be successful, right? It doesn't matter who, everybody loves talking about success and achievements in life and everything else. However, for us to be successful, we need to be accountable. And I say again, from my point of view, when I was in the military, I was, the officer, and it was beautiful, but I have somebody else above me with a day KPIs, because what I'm doing there makes them good, you know what I mean? But not just me, but it's another commanders of the companies and everything else, right? So we all need to be beneficial for his success, right? So, but he holds us accountable, right? I'm talking he because the military was always men, you know what I mean? So traditionally. Now, when you're a coach and somebody says, like, let's just say Lynn, you know what I mean? I want to be the greatest, I want to be a better podcaster than Mario Bekes. That's not possible. But she is. Okay. You need to hold her accountable for her words and actions. Is that role of the coach as well? And then, Lynn, you can as well address this to me. Do you need somebody who holds you accountable for your actions? But Uma first, does a coach...
Again, this one is really important for people to know, because first thing, they have to be coachable. I wouldn't take anyone on board who I have to convince that they can have a coach to work. So we're looking at people, at a leadership position, people who are high achievers, who really feel stuck where they are and they want to get to the next level. And when I do a preliminary, so where there's a discovery session, we discuss, I give them heaps of value that even if they just walked away, they will have so much insight they can do something with that information. But should they wish to choose to work with me, the 2 questions I ask. How much of a priority is this to you on a scale of 1 to 10? And how committed are you to achieving this outcome on a scale of 1 to 10? If it's anything less than 9, it's a goodbye. And the reason...
Okay.
And I'll tell you the reason.
Why?
Now, the point is that coaching, there's no need to convince that coaching can transform a person's life. Okay, there's scientific evidence. However, it's only as good as the coach and the client that are willing to put the work and create, because it's co-creation. I can be the world's best coach. She can be amazing in getting things done. But when we come together, that synergy, and I also tell my clients, do you feel spiritually aligned with me? If you don't, please find someone. You know you can find help with a coach, but you should feel spiritually aligned with that person. All my clients, every single client of mine, even yesterday I had a client we were working with, and I was saying, you know what, this is all about self-mastery. And she goes, Uma, don't tell me, are you reading my mind or something? I said, why? She picked up a stack of cards, and it's self-mastery. And in that, there were 3 words that was written on it, because all we are working towards is her self-actualization, authenticity, actualization, and altruism, because that's a framework I've been in my thesis, mindfulness thesis. I've come up with that framework. And then I told her that, this is where, and she said, this is unreal you said this. That is because we're spiritually aligned. I will be thinking about something, and we keep thinking about each other. I'm always thinking about my clients, and they are thinking about me, and we'd be saying things that we'd never ever thought about. That's what I'm talking about. So accountability, it's 2-way. So I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be looking out for you. I'll be waiting for this message. Yesterday, I worked with a client. I said, today, I'll be waiting for your message at 11 o'clock. This is all about procrastination. I said, can you get it done? I'll be waiting for your message. He said, yes, Uma, I will send you the message. So after this, I'll go and check whether I received the message. If I did, I'll give a small nudge. Hey, I'm just waiting for you. I won't ask him, did you do it? I said, I'm just waiting for you for that lovely message. That's the thing. And then it has to be proactive. I cannot keep chasing. I won't chase.
So now, Lynn, question towards you, it was how you are accountable. Who keeps you accountable for what your decisions are, the goals, your objectives?
I think it comes down to yourself. In terms of what I love about Uma is she genuinely cares. So she would go, what are you going to do after this session? And then the next day she's on top of you. She's asking you. But ultimately, it's like you're doing it for yourself. It's like, if you want a good body, you got to go to the gym. If you want a good life, you got to do the real work that she's giving you. So the thing is, if you're paying for coaching, it's a waste of a time or waste of money if you don't actually do the real work. And so, ultimately, it's the person that they're willing. And I love your 2 questions about timing, about like, are you ready? Is it a priority? Yeah. Because sometimes it's like people want help, but it's not urgent with everything that's going on in their life. Then there's no point in working anymore, because it's just always going to be pushed. The other challenge I have is in my relationship, I love coaching and I'm trying to encourage my husband to be in it. But I said, Uma, I'm going to give up because it feels like he's doing it to make me happy. And he's not doing it because he sees a value. I mean, he sees value, but it takes work. It takes, you need to really focus and want to work on yourself. But it seems that I want it for him. Even though he says, oh, I do, but I don't feel it. And I don't feel it is because I'm the one that's kind of, booking in, nudging.
Isn't that Uma and you, Lynn, is it that's the biggest reason why people actually fail? We all want something. Let's come back to the new resolution, right? And people come, new resolution, I'm going to stop smoking, I'm going to stop eating, I'm going to do da. Then 3 weeks later, go back where we started because it's people believe it's hard, no accountability. Do you agree with that one?
See, accountability is one thing, but the other thing is willpower only will take you so much. Motivation will only take you to some extent. The real shift happens when we work at a subconscious level. When the shift happens here, you don't have to do anything externally. You will see automatically rolling the momentum, the accountability, everything happens because at an emotional level, at a subconscious level, I have triggered something for you that's going to keep working every single time. It's that trigger that we need to plant that will allow you to be more accountable. So Lynn has done the work on herself over and over again that now it's an automatic trigger. She wants to do something, she gets it done. So I set that trigger for you by changing the beliefs that you have about yourself that, I always say that I do things, but I won't do things. So clearing up, eliciting your values, realigning your belief system. This is what is needed to see lasting changes, behavioral changes.
Yeah. I feel like there's a few components. So it's the mindset, but then there's also strategy. So it's like building the habits around things, otherwise, So I'll give you an example. One thing that she always does is give me clarity. So even if I'm still doing something, one time we worked about success and why am I working so hard for my business and stuff. And then as we were talking about it, we deep dive into my motivation. And I realized that I had all these resentment towards my parents. I was actually working hard and wanting to be successful at that time, but doing it in a miserable way, doing it in a way where it's like, I can't wait to be rich to prove to them that they were wrong about me. And I can't wait to rub it in their face, And who's hurting? It's me that's hurting. They have no idea what's going on.
Yes.
I am the one that's feeling really like, pressured and angry and resentment.
Yeah.
And so through that, she asked me, like, does your parents love you? And what do you really think your parents feel about you? And at the end, she got me to write a I forgive you letter. But I don't have to give it to my parents. Just write it. And I said,
heard
okay.
about these things, about writing things.
Yeah, and I wrote it down, and I after I wrote it down, I cried on that night. I cried, and I felt so much better about myself. And from that moment, I worked. I still went ahead with my business the way I did, but in a much nicer, peaceful way. And my relationship with my parents is so strong now because it wasn't just how it helped my business. It's that I saw them in a different light. I felt sorry for them. I felt that they loved me but didn't know how. And so nowadays I give them so much back, buying them things or taking them on holidays and stuff. And so it's you help to see what's really happening down there.
Actually, the way it worked was, when I was diving deeper and saying there was so much of hatred and anger and resentment against her parents, and her purpose was driven by pain. I had to shift her purpose to be pulled by pleasure. So when the purpose was changed, the narrative around why she was doing what she was doing changed, everything changed. Also, and that in order for that to happen, you were asking the why, how. Here's all the how. And the way that was happening is to let go and release and forgive. Because there was a question I asked her, who needs to be forgiven here? Because we did a deep state repatterning, time travel, went to her childhood, saw where the hurt was. And I asked her, who needs to be forgiven here? She said, my parents. Are you ready to forgive? It took her a while, but she said, yes, I'm ready to forgive. Can you write a forgiveness note? Either you give, you don't give, it's up to you, but you write it. Yes. And then I said, who really needs to be forgiven? And she said, I need to forgive myself.
I remember that.
Because of carrying that pain, because of carrying that hurt. So she had to forgive herself.
But this is what it's like, I just want to, before we wind up, but I want to say one sentence. You and I spoke before Lynn, she arrived. We spoke about coaching, and I say from my personal experience, because I'm doing a lot of investigations, that's my core business, and we're doing a lot of investigations in different sectors of life and claims, investigation management. But what strikes me is that there's a coaches there, right, and they all know how to talk, and that's discussed with Uma today. Everyone's going to tell you why to do it, when, with what, blah, blah, blah. But then, through my personal experience, I questioned somebody who's a big name in Australia, huge name. And I said, explain to me how. He said, what do you mean? I said, how? You give me all this beautiful speech. How? Don't do this, me golden cufflinks. Show me how. Take him from my hand. Show me how. He couldn't demonstrate this one. But one thing would guarantee for everybody who contact Lynn Podetti and Uma Panch, you're going to learn how to do it. And this is how you're going to win in life. And I say again, when I was in the army, and I always love to use this example when we jump from the plane, instructor show us everything on the ground. I mean, comes a day we're on a plane, we're all going like a killers, Anyway, come on a plane, the only one person jumped from the plane was our instructor. Mm-hmm. So plane landed, and he was wasted he was like, what the? I was supposed to be presidential guard, at the top of the creme de la creme, right? And nobody jumped. He said, okay, maybe I missed something here, right? let's go on a plane. And guys, Paulo says, like, I don't think so. It's a good idea. We're on a plane. He jumped and a few more others, you know what I mean? Then he landed. I was that one who didn't jump. And he was angry. He said, what you don't understand, I'll show you how to do it, pack the suit, the parachute, how to blah, blah, blah. So he showed everything. And he says, I'm taking this plane for the third time. Because that was supposed to be a third jump already. You need to have the 5 jumps for the badge, And we all jumped because he was standing on the door. He's like, jump, you know what I mean? And like, we all screaming on the air. Like, when we landed, everybody was wet and yellow and everything, right? But thing is, he demonstrated so many times how to do it. That's a quality of the true coach. And that's what you demonstrate in your life. Not by crying, my life was unfair towards me, but you demonstrate in a way, this is what I did, this is my faults, this is my, trials and tribulations, and this is how I overcome obstacle, push it ahead, forge ahead. Same with Uma. Uma, she's a great person. She's like somebody who's delivering so much for community. I know this. She helped me so many times. You know what I mean? She's a silent achiever, and yet she can show you how to do these things. So, Uma, how do people can find you?
Just Google Uma Panch.
Okay.
That's
I'll put
it.
the comment section below anyway, so you don't need to Google,
Yes,
guys.
and the thing is, I offer a complimentary self-discovery session, and through that, we understand if I can help them. I just don't want to commit to someone that I can't help. If I can't help, I'll refer them to anyone who can help them, right? And then from there onwards, if they choose to continue to work, then there are ways we can work together. But initially, it's trying to understand them, and they can just walk away with heaps of value that they can go and help themselves.
One more question.
Yeah.
I want you to be very, very, very brief on this one. Is it the forgiveness key for happiness? I'm going to do next time, okay? What do you think?
Yeah,
Liz?
it's part of it, 100%.
Yeah,
Where you
I
forgive
would
yourself.
definitely say with forgiveness, I have got back so many of my relationships that broke because I was angry, I was resentful for things that happened to me. But I was blaming others, just like you all said initially. And then when I took responsibility, I am the cause for everything that happened in my life. I made calls. I wrote letters. I said, forgive me if I've hurt you in some way. And I seek your forgiveness. And I forgive you as well for anything that you might have done. And this doesn't in any way undermine the troubles or tribulations we've gone through. Or it's that who's right, who's wrong. I let it go. Because I want to be a better person. I want to be happy. I want peace.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lynn Podetti, Uma Panch. In comment section below, I'm going to put all the contact details for the Lynn and Uma. Feel free to contact them. Make your life better, or whatever of your life remains, or whatever you want to do it. This is the proven techniques. People who live there, they come out and they won. And they, with a smile on their face, sharing their secrets, hacks. My name is Mario Bekes. You enjoyed today Life the Battlefield from week into week, coaching Uma and Lynn. Thank you.
Thank you.